Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Thanks again so much for stopping by, and today I have a few more journal cards to share with you guys. These were all made using different Project Life cards that I have in my stash, and I just layered on different pieces of ephemera, laces, trims, some digital images, a lot of the stuff I've gotten from people in Happy Mail, the backs of pocket letters, those kind of things. And my junk journal pile of just miscellaneous stuff was getting kind of out of control. So I decided to make some journal cards. I did share a few of them the other week with you guys. And so this is kind of the second set. Again, what I ended up doing is just laying all the Project Life cards that I had down and just layering different pieces of papers and laces and trims on top of them. I kind of formed like a little assembly line, and I created 10, 15 of them at a time, and then I'd run them through my sewing machine or glue them together. So they went together pretty fast and easy. And so these sets are kind of more nature related, and then some of them are kind of vintage women. I can go through the vintage women first. And someone had gifted me a sheet of all these oval circles of women. I don't know who the original company was or who the original Etsy seller was of these women. But I had, like I said, a sheet of them, and so I cut them up and I layered them onto all of these different Project Life cards. I did ink all of the edges, and again, I just added little bits and pieces from my stash to them. But kind of a fun little afternoon project just to go through and layer up pieces. Again, they were all Project Life cards, so you can kind of see the back side of this one is what the front side looks like, but once you ink the edges and you add some paper and little ephemera, it makes it look like a whole new card. There's that one. You can kind of see the back side. That one was actually a map that I decorated. There's that one. And then that's kind of what the back side. The front side looked very similar to that one. It's just kind of amazing once you ink the edges how it can look a lot more vintage than the back side, which I didn't ink the edges. But again, you can use these in your junk journals. You can use them as journal cards, or you can glue them down and use them as tuck spots. Here's another one. Then there's that one. That one was kind of a brighter color on both sides, and then just by inking it made it look a lot more vintage. So now I have a couple bird ones that I had in my stash. Here's kind of another little vintage girl on that one. But lots of little different bits and pieces from my stash. This one I had a little wood embellishment that I added. This one I think was an image that I got from something from Tsunami Rose, I think, from one of her digital kits, and I just had it left over, so I just layered paper behind it and some trim and sewed around it. Another really pretty one. This one I used an old postage stamp that I had that came from Australia on it. And I actually had some sort of piece of ephemera that said fungi on it, so I thought that kind of worked together. Here's another little one, and I have another similar one to this one. My friend Sherry gave me some of these little different ephemera pieces. I'm not quite sure where she got them, but so what I ended up doing is just putting them on one of the journal cards and added a little sentiment and some eyelash trim to each one of them. Here was a little tag I had in my stash, and then I just added a piece of ephemera back here, some ledger paper, a piece of ribbon, and then I had a die cut of this bird, so I just added to it. So that really wasn't a Project Life card, but I did that at the same time as I was going through things. And this one I kind of liked it just as is. It was actually a piece of scrapbooking paper, a journal card that was in a scrapbooking set. And so I just cut it out and rounded the edges and just did some stitching around the sides of it. I just liked it how it was, so I just left it and didn't add any elements to that one. And so those were kind of the second set of little journal cards that I made from Project Life Cards. Please let me know what you guys think. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.